It was a cool autumn morning when Sarah stood at the base of the mountain, her heart racing with anticipation. She had dreamt of this moment for years, the day she would conquer the peak that had loomed large in her life, both literally and metaphorically. The path ahead was steep and rugged, and from where she stood, the summit was hidden by clouds. It seemed almost impossible from this angle. Sarah clenched her fists, feeling the weight of her doubts creeping in. "Can I really do this?" she whispered to herself, her breath visible in the chilly air. The climb wasn't just about the mountain, it was about proving to herself that she was capable, that she could overcome the obstacles life had thrown her way. The journey upward began, and with each step, her legs burned. The rocky terrain challenged her balance, and sharp winds bit at her face. But she kept going, step by step, breath by breath. As she climbed higher, the weight of her past mistakes, her failures, and the voices that once told her she wasn't good enough felt heavier. There had been so many moments when Sarah had nearly given up on her dreams. Times when she felt trapped in a cycle of disappointment, watching others rise while she stayed stuck. Halfway up the mountain, Sarah stumbled. Her knees hit the hard ground, and tears of frustration welled in her eyes. She sat there for a moment, looking down at the valley below. Part of her wanted to turn back, to say it was too much. But another part of her, the part that still held on to hope, refused to give up. She remembered all the times she had pushed through challenges before, the small victories she had won. With shaky hands, she wiped her tears and stood up again. The pain was still there, but so was the fire inside her. She took another step. And then another. Slowly, steadily, she moved upward. The higher she climbed, the more the clouds began to clear. And then, just as her strength seemed to reach its limit, Sarah saw it, the summit. It was right there, within reach. Her breath caught in her throat, and she felt a surge of energy she didn't know she had. With the final steps, she pulled herself up onto the peak. The view took her breath away, an endless expanse of sky and earth, stretching out before her like a promise. Sarah stood at the top, the wind rushing around her, her heart pounding not from exhaustion, but from the overwhelming sense of achievement. She had done it. Tears filled her eyes again, but this time, they were tears of joy. The mountain hadn't just been an obstacle. It had been a reminder that the hardest climbs often lead to the most beautiful views. And as Sarah stood there, looking at the horizon, she knew one thing for certain: she could face any challenge life threw at her. The climb had taught her that strength wasn't about never falling, it was about always getting back up. Thank you.